Hey, I'm Michael Lunsford here, Citizens for a New Louisiana, and we're talking about the November 3rd election. There's a lot on the ballot, y'all. I am meeting today with Ms. Dona Renegar,
Hi.
who is running for Division M, which is family court, and it's mostly, did you say minors? How does that work?
Family court in Lafayette, we have 2 judges out of 13 that
Right.
volunteer to hear family court cases. And of those 2 judges, they handle only the cases involving minor children. The other 11 judges would
Right.
handle domestic cases that don't
Okay.
involve minor children.
So we talked to you, the filings, the new filings now, is actually 60% is family related.
The last estimate I heard was
Right.
60% of new filings in the 15th Judicial District, all 3 parishes, are
Right.
family related, domestic.
So that's a lot of cases.
It's a lot of cases for 2 judges to handle. You can see what one of the most important issues on the ballot in November is family law issues.
Absolutely. And no one wants to end up in court, but everyone knows someone who's going to be in court at some point. So it's very important for us to select good people. So, and that's why we're doing these videos, to educate you so that you can get to know the candidates a little bit better. Not just the standard sound bites you're going to get in TV commercials and things like that. We're having a little conversation. It's a lot of fun, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so tell me a little bit about, you got involved in the race, but what encouraged you to run? How's that?
I can tell you what encouraged me to run was a group of colleagues that approached me a number of years back and asked me if I would consider running. At the time, I was president of the entire state bar association, so it seemed a little overwhelming to think of also making this run shortly thereafter. But fortunately, I had a couple of years between the end of my tenure as the state bar president before I had to make that determination. And when I sat down with them and thought about what qualities I have I could bring to the bench and whether I could serve that position well and serve my fellow Acadianans, I decided I wanted to do it, and I think it's the right place for me.
So you recently served as the president of the State Bar Association. That's a pretty big deal.
It is, for me, one of the most greatest honors I've had as an attorney, to get the trust and respect of, at that time, 22,000 plus lawyers in Louisiana. Now we have 23,000, over 23,000 with this last group that came in. And so, it was a great lesson in collaborative leadership. It was a great lesson in communication. You can imagine with 22,000 plus members, there are varying opinions in that group of lawyers.
I can imagine.
And so you have different needs with civil lawyers, criminal lawyers,
Right.
plaintiff defense. And it was a great learning experience and a big honor.
So you've been doing this for a little while. You know, most folks that run for judge have been attorneys for a while. You've been, what was the number of years?
28 years.
28 years of practice experience in family.
That's correct.
And that's been your primary focus for all 28, right? Or you started out doing a little different, but...
First of all, it was exclusively my practice. For the
Right.
first 5 to 6 years of my practice, did exclusively family law, specializing in representing victims of domestic abuse, which is, of course, a pertinent topic to everyone, but especially here with a recent incident in Youngsville. And then I expanded my practice to a general litigation, always maintaining a family law practice. And over the past 7 years or so, it's taken, I've increased that practice, family law practice, to above 60%. So I enjoy doing it.
Wow. So we had talked earlier about domestic abuse and your work in that arena and how you're a little bit passionate about it. I know we can't talk about specific cases, but tell me a little bit more about your work in that area.
Absolutely. I had to learn when I entered that arena in 1992. I had to learn about the cycle of domestic abuse and how the average victim goes through that cycle 7 or 8 times before they have the stamina, the strength, the courage to leave. In addition to learning myself, I had the good fortune of educating the bench, the judges on the bench at the time, and law enforcement personnel who needed to learn about that cycle and understand why so often these victims would file for protection and then go back, and file for protection and go back. And so you have to learn how to handle that type of psyche and how to support them in their endeavor to leave for good.
Right. So you've had 20 years of total experience, but we also talked that you had specific experience in litigation, which is actually hours in front of a judge, and that was a pretty significant number too. How many years was that?
I've litigated since I walked out of law school.
So it's been in the family arena as well, and that's all that they're doing in Division M. It's just family court.
That's right. In addition, I have tried jury trials and bench trials as well in other areas of the law, but the majority of my litigation practice has been in the family law arena. But any time in front of a judge helps, and dealing with evidence, the introduction of evidence, the objections, testimony, helps prepare you to sit on that bench and make those decisions.
Now remind me, we were talking a minute ago about some things that you wanted to do a little bit differently or some changes you wanted to make. What was that about? Do you remember?
Well, sure. We spoke about the heavy workload in the two
Right.
voluntary family law divisions. So the judges have recently made a decision that Judge Earls from Acadia Parish will, beginning in 2021, start handling 1/3 of the family law cases in both
Okay.
Acadia and Vermilion Parish, to see if that helps relieve some of the heavy workload of the two current family court judges.
Okay.
And so we hope to do that. And I think that there are other judges talking about helping and staying involved and trying to, some of the other judges handle the non-minor children cases.
Right.
And our new commissioner has talked about trying to help, Andre Doge. So we're looking at this, and we all have ideas coming in on how to lessen that load and make sure, most importantly, that litigants move through the process at a speedy, efficient way.
Right.
That's the ultimate purpose.
Okay. So you started out young. I say that you couldn't go to law school young, but you started out very early on realizing that you had maybe a calling to the legal profession. We talked about that too. What was that like?
I don't know why. There are no lawyers in my family.
Hmm.
My mother says at 10, 11, 12 years old, I said I was going to be a lawyer or a maid. I happened to choose the law.
That's good.
What I think is such a blessing is that I wanted to do it, was able to get the education, and most importantly, loved it when I got there. I actually like litigating. That's why I know I'll enjoy sitting on the bench, and I know I'll do a good job at it. I don't think, certainly, I have a number of friends from law school that don't practice. That pace of litigation and that pressure is not for everyone, and that's okay, but it is for me.
So you've really been enjoying the work, and you're just, it's ready, it's time to turn the page and go the next step and do the next thing, which is, just like anything, you move up and you want to serve your community more and do more for the local area. So that next step for you is family court judge. I think that's admirable. Now, we're kind of coming towards the end of our video. If you want to directly talk to the folks that tune into our information and explain to them why you're the best candidate, go right ahead.
I would like that very much. Thank you. I do believe I'm the best candidate for this particular seat. The seat is open. I want to make sure you know that the judge currently holding it will be moving up to the Court of Appeal. But I believe that I'm the best candidate for this seat because of my communication ability, the ability to listen and hear people. Litigants don't feel heard unless they feel like they've been able to speak their freedom in the bench during trial and when I'm on the bench. I can guarantee that. Secondly, I know I have the respect of my colleagues and the members of this community, and I know I've earned that over the last 26 years I've been practicing in Lafayette, and I can bring that to the bench. I think the bench needs youth enthusiasm, passion, and we need to develop more efficient, cost-effective ways to get our families through this family law system. In the family law court system we have in Lafayette,
Right.
It takes a toll on everyone.
Oh,
And
okay.
if we can do that in the least damaging way,
Right.
that's what we need to do, especially for the children.
All right, so Dona Renegar, you have a Facebook page, a website, and all of that. How can they get in touch?
I have a Facebook page, and I also have a website, donarenegar.com. Also, it's hard not to find me in the book with a name like Renegar.
Right.
Dona like Mona, Renegar like vinegar. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone may have. You can call me at the office, and I'll be happy to discuss any issues you'd like.
So what was the website one more time?
DonaRenegar.com.
DonaRenegar.
Very good.
.com.
Yes.
So check it out. If you are interested in what's going to be on your ballot November the 3rd, you need to know before you walk into the voting booth. And early voting started today. So you have an opportunity to get in there today. Be informed. Know what you're going to do before you get there. There's going to be a line, and you don't want to be that one holding everybody up because you didn't know about all this stuff. So here you go. Here's your opportunity. Connect with Ms. Dona on her Facebook page. Ask her questions. Be more informed about what's coming up on your ballot. And we'll be back again for the next one. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thanks.